All righty. Well, good morning, everyone. How y'all feeling?
All right.
I need some CUNY energy.
Hey.
All right, good. We spent like 2 hours in traffic. So. But it is truly an honor to be here at LaGuardia Community College. And it's my sister's alma mater, too. So I have to shout that out. And also Queens College as well. She graduated from both. But I really want to thank this institution, which is a true hub of higher education and opportunity. And you look at the diversity of these nursing students, this is really what CUNY is all about, creating that pathway to upward mobility for folks from across this borough and giving everyone an opportunity. But the diversity of CUNY is something that we can always tout, especially in the world's borough, 190 countries represented here, over 360 languages and dialects spoken here. And like I said, really a place of opportunity. So I really want to thank you for being here. And I've been here a lot the last few months. And I gave my State of the Borough at this school in 2022. We're going to move it around so that all the CUNYs don't get jealous. All right, we're going to move it around. All right, we're coming. And but I seriously spoke about in that speech, I talked a lot about building a stronger, fairer future for our families. Well, that stronger, fairer future isn't possible unless we invest in the very places that cultivate our future leaders. Because at the end of the day, our young people become visionaries here at LaGuardia and so many of the other institutions like York College, Queens College, and Queensborough Community College. The skills and lessons they will learn here in our colleges will change the course of our borough, city, state, country, and world. And it's one of the reasons I say, and I'm not shy in saying, that CUNY needs to be fully funded. Fully funded. Not cuts, fully funded, especially as we see emerging industries like nursing, as we expand healthcare options here across the borough, as we see the tech sector grow across the borough. We don't have time to cut CUNY. We have to make sure that these students have everything that they need to succeed. And that's why we, once again, want to ensure that we have the highest quality education possible. And that's why we're here today. Not a whole lot of rhetoric to give today, but it feels great to be surrounded by all of our future leaders in their respective industry, to say that I'm here to announce $5.5 million in funding this fiscal year across these 4 CUNY colleges. And combined with last fiscal year, this makes a $10 million $10 million my office has contributed to these critical anchors of our borough. I'll leave it to the presidents to discuss what the funding means to their respective schools, but we're talking about real, tangible investments in our communities. We're talking about $2 million for LaGuardia to build new training spaces like this one for skilled labor trades like nursing, which we know is so important coming out of the pandemic. We're also talking about $1.5 million for York College's new keyless card entry system to improve safety. And we're talking about $1 million to Queens College to help build teaching spaces for their theater and dancing programs. And we're talking another $1 million to Queensborough Community College to give their athletes the locker room facilities that they deserve. Because this is what providing a well-rounded education for our young folks looks like. At the end of the day, I am a father, and my son is 7, and I'm already saving up for college for him already. Maybe it'll be free one day. Who knows? But thankfully, I've still got 10 more years until I'm sending him off to college. But I want him to know he doesn't have to leave Queens to get the best education in the world, and a well-rounded education. Of course, it'll be his choice, but you know what I'm going to say. And as borough president, I want each and every one of our young people to know that as well. I want our youth from all over the country and all over the world looking at Queens as the place they want to be, the place they need to be. Together, we're going to continue to make that happen. And these 4 presidents in front of me, who should come besides me, starting with our LaGuardia President Kenneth Adams, who I'll turn the floor over, are really doing this work day in and day out to make sure that they can move their campuses forward. And I really want to thank them, because when you don't see them, they are advocating for you. And every day, every budget season, when I get their list, I lose more hair. And my wallet is a little lighter. But it's truly a testament to the work that they do that's really transforming these campuses once again. And we want to make sure that every child, every young person who attends a CUNY institution has a first-rate, prioritized institution in front of them. And once again, I don't think that we should be cutting CUNY. We need to do everything to make sure that these campuses have all the tools that they need to be successful. So it gives me great honor to now turn it over to our LaGuardia Community College president who's hosting us, Kenneth Adams.
All right, thank you. Put your hands together for our great borough president, Donovan Richards Jr. Did you notice that when he mentioned the $5.5 million in funding for our 4 CUNY campuses here in Queens, Frank's blood pressure over here spiked. You see Frank over here in the bed, and you can't see that. You can see that. Look at that. Thank you so much for being here, Borough President Richards, and to our LaGuardia nursing students who are actually supposed to be preparing for individual exams that they have this afternoon. Thanks for taking the time out to help us thank the Borough President for his generosity to LaGuardia, to our 4 Queens schools in CUNY and to CUNY overall. I do want to recognize Professor Faith Armstrong, the leader, the director of the LaGuardia nursing program, and who is not going to give any of these students a break on the preparation they need to do, because there is nothing more rigorous than the nursing program at LaGuardia. So we're grateful to you all for joining us. But seriously, the funding from Borough President Donovan Richards, as I was explaining to some of you earlier, is going to help LaGuardia upgrade the training facilities that we have for people interested in healthcare careers, including, of course, our nursing program, also our LPN program, and over in the C building, where we need to make improvements for EMT, paramedic, CCMA, mental health peers, actually 10 different healthcare training programs that we have both on the degree side, right, associate degree programs, and professional industry certifications that we do in our adult and continuing education programs. So this investment will build up new classrooms, new facilities, state-of-the-art. Frank may actually get a new wig, a new outfit, a little look. We might get him a better set of teeth, But it's a very important investment, and it will enable us, Borough President, to launch our campaign, which we call 3,000 Heroes. And that's LaGuardia's commitment to educating and graduating 3,000 frontline healthcare workers for the city of New York by 2027. We used to say it was a 5-year campaign. Now we're down to 4. And that's when you add up all of the graduates every year from those 10 programs. And when we get a little more aggressive about recruiting and building our enrollment and bringing even more students into the programs, both the certification programs in adult and continuing education, and of course our degree programs. And let's not leave out occupational therapy, physical therapy. I would be remiss if we have a lot right here on this floor. In any event, that funding really builds up that foundation so we can make that commitment to the City of New York, which is our obligation as a CUNY institution. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from my fellow Queens presidents.
Thank you,
all right.
President Adams.
And when we're done, we're going to get you up, and we'll do a big photo with Professor Armstrong and the students and the Borough President.
Thank you.
And Frank can be in the photo.
Thank
too.
you. And I can't speak to how important this is coming through this pandemic. Like I said, we lost 7 hospitals, at least 7 in Queens, and we're really laser focused on expanding access to healthcare and making sure that every corner of this borough that perhaps is a health desert has health access. And we'll be talking a lot about the Rockaways in the near future as we finally get a health and hospitals clinic, Gotham Center, approved out there, which the first step was taken yesterday to make that happen. With that being said, so we're creating the jobs of tomorrow for y'all. And then if you watched many of the protests this year around Mount Sinai, around all of the contracts that were up, it really was to ensure that we had more nurses so that, what's his name?
Frank.
Right, Frank, so that Frank has, enough coverage and you don't have to cover 40 beds at one time, one person. So now Frank is going to have all of the nurses he needs. All right, with that being said, it brings me great honor to now bring up our Queens College president, Frank Wolf.
I think I'm doing better than that, Frank, there. All right. Good afternoon, friends. Thank you. Borough President Donovan Richards has done so much for these institutions in his borough, our borough, the world's borough. I'm going to share a very quick story. You know, there are so many great ethnic restaurants in Queens, and I try to be a regular at different places. Last night, I was someplace that I often go, and one of the members of the staff who knows that I'm the president of Queens College was talking to me about her son. The family had come to the U.S. just a few years ago, and her son is 17 and looking at colleges and had gotten in here at LaGuardia. She was asking me about LaGuardia, and she said she'd been looking online at some institutions of higher education, and she couldn't believe it. She said, is it true that there are institutions of higher education that charge $80,000 per year? I said, yes, that's true, but not LaGuardia Community College. And I pointed out that so many of the students from LaGuardia transfer to Queens College because we're a system, and the City University of New York was founded to lift people up, and we remain true to this mission. That's not my opinion, not my say-so. There are social scientists who study this sort of thing, and they will demonstrate that we move more people upward in socioeconomic status, not just individuals, families, communities, neighborhoods. And if you're here in Queens, even if you didn't attend one of the fine institutions that are part of the CUNY system, your sister did, your aunt, your cousin, somebody in your family did, and even if no one in your family did, your neighbor did, and then they started a business that hired your kid. So we're here as civic institutions, and the borough president has invested in all of us. I want to thank him so much for what he's done. Last year, he put in $1.25 million for our food science lab and kitchen. Kitchen's the wrong word. It's 2,500 square feet. That's the size of a house or 2 or 3 apartments. And it's a spectacular facility that trains nutritionists and dietitians, another much-needed field closely allied with the health professions. This fiscal year, he gave another $1 million to renovate Rathis Hall. That's the home to our drama, theater, and dance departments, named for a famous composer who was on our faculty, Karl Rathis, who fled the Nazis and came to us at Queens College and helped to build a world-renowned program. These investments are investments in so much more than an institution or its buildings. They're investments in people and the future. And for that, we thank the borough president. It's always a pleasure to see him on any campus, whether it's sprinting around our track or for the Martin Luther King Day celebration and for our 85th anniversary recently. So please join me in thanking Borough President Donovan Richards for all that he has done for the people of this great borough and for the City University of New York, which serves New York City and especially our home, Queens. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Wu. Now it gives me great honor to bring up QCC's president, Queens Community College President Christine Mangino.
So thank you so much. Queensborough has 85% of our students come from the borough of Queens, and we've graduated over 90,000 students over the lifetime of the college, and most of them do stay in Queens to work. We have a beautiful campus, 14 buildings on that campus, but the newest building is over 50 years old, right? So we are in desperate need of attention for all of our facilities, and CUNY has made sure that, their goal for all of the colleges is to make sure that our colleges and our buildings are in a good state of repair. And this is one way to help us get there. So it's not as exciting as the nursing program or a kitchen, but some of the money is going for ADA compliance for all of our restrooms across campus over the last 2 years. You've helped us fund that, and that's really needed for the everyday life of our students, right? And then for our locker room, for our athletics, we have lots of athletic teams. Our current basketball team, our star player, is ranked nationally on a number of different stats, right? So we really do want to have the ability to give our athletes a quality locker room and facility. So we thank the borough president for the continued funding and support for the college.
Thank you. All righty, I think we're joined by Earl Simons, representing York College today.
Hey, Earl. Good afternoon, Earl Simons, and I'm here on behalf of our president, Berenicia Eames. And we too appreciate all of the students and all of the nursing students who are here. We have a number of students similar to our sister institutions who also transfer over to your college, and we know you are a delight and truly a need. We too also join in appreciating the support of our borough president. The borough president continues to be on the front edge of being supportive of your college in many ways. We are appreciative of today. We are recognizing and celebrating the $1.5 million for our keyless card entry system. Many of you know when you are rushing to class, you're trying to get in the building. You don't want to have to stop. You want to get in as quickly as possible. This system will allow for the latest technology that will allow entry into our buildings, but will also be able to allow us to track and know who's coming in and out in a positive way. But it will help us with regards to ensuring security for our students, faculty, and staff. The borough president just continues to be supportive. We're looking forward to breaking ground on our track and field, which he's been supportive of, been funded. But right now we are celebrating that $1.5 million for our keyless card entry and security system, which will be a tremendous asset to your college. So, borough president, thank you again.
Thank you. And next we'll hear from the most important individual here, Scott Dorga. Did I get that right?
No, because Scott's studying for an exam.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right. Well, I'm going to take one of y'all. Got to come up. All right, come on. We're going to trade in.
we don't want to put you on the spot. You want to say a couple words?
I want to know what you're learning.
Come on.
Come on. Don't be shy. Come on. Don't worry. Don't worry.
You didn't want to do it.
We got plenty of equipment
We
here.
didn't give Scott a lot of prep.
Right.
He doesn't
That's
want to
all
end
right.
up
No.
like that guy.
However,
That's all
okay.
right. Just speak from the heart. Speak from the heart.
All right. Well, on behalf of LaGuardia and the nursing program, again, we would like to thank you for the contribution to LaGuardia and further advancing the nursing department here. We are learning lots about learning how to take care of people, taking care of Queens, taking care of the community in itself. And as nursing students, we will strive to do better each and every day, to graduate and make a difference in the workforce. We thank you, and it's been a pleasure.
You did great. Did he do great? Come on, man.
Take a picture of this.